Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where today I've got something really interesting to reveal. Now, I'm not getting rid of my Model 3 LFP because I love that car, and I just got it. I'm just getting used to it. But, you know, a lot of people who've been watching my videos over the last, let's say, 6 months, have heard little hints and little bombs when I'm dropping some hints about the car that I think I really want to get long-term. And today, I bought it. So stick with me, and you're going to see which car it is. All right, so, you know, I've been having a lot of activity in the car ownership department recently, which actually, for those that really know me, it's nothing new. I've been doing this my whole life. But, you know, when I got rid of the Model S and I purchased the Model 3, there was a gaping hole in terms of what I'm really looking for a long-term road tripper. And so listen, I've made the plunge. And I have gotten this brand new car. I actually found it online, used, down here. I'm in Pennsylvania or Delaware, somewhere here. I think I'm in Pennsylvania right now. And, you know, I looked at buying a new car, and then I looked at the prices of the pre-owned cars, and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and search for a pre-owned car. And I found the perfect spec in the perfect color combination with only 890 miles on it. It's a 2022. It was bought back in September of 2022. And the owner, he just didn't like it. So he decided to sell it. And I'm the one who bought it. So I'm super excited to reveal my new rig, which is, drum roll please, a Jeep. No, what we have here is a Lucid Air. This is a Grand Touring model, which is the Mac Daddy. I mean, it's not the Grand Touring Performance, and it's not the Sapphire, but this is the one with, assuming you have 19-inch wheels on it, 516 miles of EPA rated range. This has the heated, the cooled seats, but also the massaging seats for those long trips down to Florida. So I will definitely be road tripping this in April in a couple of weeks down to Florida and back. And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to be using this car for a lot of different testing. You know, there's a lot of software updates that are going to be happening over the next X number of months, years, who knows. And this car will spend a lot of time in Connecticut and Florida, but also out west with Kyle in Colorado, where we're going to put it to the test. And we're super happy to be part of the Lucid family now. I've been dreaming about this day for a long time, and I'm just so excited. I'm really pumped. I'm not getting rid of the Model 3. We're not getting rid of the GV60. We'll see what happens maybe later this year, but we're going to go 3 cars in the Connor family for a little while, and this is it. So this is the Quantum Gray, and it has the Santa Cruz interior, which is... Yeah,
show us the interior.
I'll show you the interior.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So kind of a little strange that it has white carpeting.
Yeah, the carpets
black seats.
You're going to need some floor mats.
Yeah, well, the person I bought the car from, you know what? It just sat in the garage.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. We'll show the interior, and then we'll talk about what we know about the car, and you'll have videos coming here soon. Absolutely. Show us the back.
Yeah, so the seats, the white seats in the back there, beautiful. I mean, I really like the leather seats and all of that. So, you know, it's soft closing doors, which is great. I haven't had that since an S-Class, I think, years ago. The lighting display on this thing, as you know, lights up at night, puts on a little bit of a show. But really what this is, and what I'm really looking forward to exploring, is I think of this as the ultimate road tripper, the ultimate cruiser. But when I watched Kyle's video on Out of Spec Reviews, and he took it up in the canyons with the 21-inch wheels, he was actually genuinely impressed with how it really shredded up the canyons. And so I'm excited to drive this on some country roads, some roly-poly roads, and see what's going to happen here. So, look, yeah, this is my new ride, and I'm super excited about having this.
Well, let's run through all the specs for everyone. So, you know, first of all, it's the Lucid Air Grand Touring, and a lot of your viewers may not know the different trims of the car. Yeah. So there's the Pure, there's Touring, Grand Touring, Performance, and then Sapphire. Yeah. Where does this fall into? What's the size of the battery pack? What's the peak charging speed? What's the range?
Yeah, so this is the Grand Touring, which is the range model, if you will. It's got a 112 kilowatt hour battery pack. Again, mentioned 516 EPA rated range. Realistically, it's going to probably be in the low to mid 400 range on a real long road trip at highway speeds.
And explain the wheel portion of that.
So if you get the 19-inch wheels, you'll get better range than you do on with these 21s. But these 21s look sweet. I mean, you gotta have you're gonna get this car. You got to get the...
love these wheels.
Yeah, I love these wheels.
And honestly, the only reason I would put the 19s on this thing is if you're really trying to break a New York to LA record.
Yeah. I'm going to make a video going over all the numbers of the different models, but the Pure is the base model. And today they're delivering them only with all-wheel drive and only with... You see this roof right here? This is a single piece of glass that comes all the way over here. So it's very reminiscent of the Model X that I used to have. But the Pures are only going to be coming with a metal roof on the top, which is kind of interesting. There are two major options on this car beyond wheels and paint. One of them is the stereo system. Believe it or not, $4,000 option if you want to have this Dolby Atmos surround sound system. And then the other is what they call is the Dream Drive Pro, which is... So this car has a bunch of hardware. The Grand Touring, I'll tell you what this car, Dream Drive Pro, has is radar, LiDAR, sonar, and vision-based, and a lot of different cameras on the car. And so the Grand Touring comes with all of that. At least in 2022, it did. Today, if you were to order one off the menu on the website, you can actually order a Grand Touring without Dream Drive Pro, which is a $10,000 option. And then the Dolby Atmos system is a $4,000 option. So this car is fully loaded.
Can you believe that? Lane centering's 10 grand.
Yeah.
And it can only do it on pre-mapped roads.
That's right.
And we're going to run it in the hogback soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And so like on country roads, 2-lane highways, it won't work. The lane centering will not work.
It's 10 grand.
But it's not like it has to be pre-mapped roads. It's if the road is, my understanding is if the road is a 4-lane highway.
Oh, a divided highway.
It's geofenced based on the type of road.
Oh, I see.
Rather than pre-mapped. So there's a lot more roads that it will allow you to use the lane centering on.
I see.
So when you go up from the Pure is going to be available with rear wheel drive, and then you can option up if you want the Dream Drive Pro and also the stereo. The Touring is the next model up. That has the same size battery pack, which I believe, I'm not really sure exactly what the kilowatt hours are, but it's about 416 miles of EPA rated range.
So you're going from 416 to 516.
Roughly, somewhere in there.
So this is the big battery.
This is the big battery. And what's interesting is the batteries are actually in the Grand Touring. They take up the space right here in the right along the floor well.
So it's not scalloped.
So when you're sitting in the back, your knees are going to be up in your chin area. So it's not scalloped. They call it the garage, believe it or not, in the Pure and the Touring model. The Touring does not come with the glass roof. If you want that, it's about $5 grand, $4,500 option. And then you can also option to have Dream Drive Pro and all of that. So, but this car has all the options.
All right, so hit us straight. What was the list price of this car if you were to order it today? If you just walk up to the website, what would this car cost you in this configuration?
Okay. Hold on, I got it all.
You'll have a full deep dive on this.
Yeah, I'll have a deep dive on this. But if you were to order a car off the website today,
this one,
this car would be $153,650 less $7,500 between now and the end of March. So basically it's a $155,000 car.
Wow. And that's before destination?
No, that includes destination.
Which is $1,600.
$1,650.
So this is a $150,000 car, roughly, by the time you pay taxes and get the tax credit.
Here's what happened. I had an order in originally for a Lucid Air. A lot of people knew that. I had one in for a Pure. Then, I don't know, I lost my mind and I said, I'm going to upgrade to the Grand Touring. And I did. I paid the extra whatever dollars. I think I put $1,000 down. And then I got cold feet. And there's been a lot of negative noise about Lucid in terms of the reliability, the fact that the car, has had software issues, the fact that they've been promising Apple CarPlay, which I love, for a year and a half. And this car still doesn't have Apple CarPlay. So, I'm going to make some noise about that, guys, because we need Apple CarPlay. I love my ways. Okay?
I totally disagree.
All right, well, that's fine. This is my car, right? I would let you drive it, Kyle, but, but this is my car. And, so there were a lot of things that I was concerned about, and I canceled my order. And then, I don't know, maybe a lot of people think it looks like a Buick. I love the look of this car. That's my own personal taste. I think it's a very classy car, especially for some guy like me with the gray hair. I think this is just perfect for me in this color. But the thing is that one of the things that I did was I reordered the car. But they had already had a price increase on the Pure from 70, like 10 grand price increase. But I was like, whatever. I'm going to put in the order for that. So I did. And then 2 weeks ago, I get a call from inside sales out at corporate. And they said, hey, Dave, we are interested in having you come test drive, whether it's the Touring or the Grand Touring. And we're actually going to give you the price that you had originally, even though you canceled your order. Whether that's on a Pure rear-wheel drive, Pure all-wheel drive, or if you want to upgrade to a Touring or even a Grand Touring, we're going to give you the old pricing.
So let me just get that straight. You originally ordered the car, you canceled it, they had a price increase after the fact. You reordered, and they let you keep the original pricing.
When I reordered, though, I reordered and agreed to pay the extra 10 grand on the Pure.
And then they called you saying, hey, we need to move some inventory.
They've got inventory cars right now that are built. What happened was, this is just my perception, they built way too many cars that were at a price point where people are just not buying them. There's a demand problem for these cars at $154,000, or even when you think about the Touring, which again, I'll go over that, they're in the like 130 range.
And that's just our perceived impression.
That's my feeling. So what they said was that I could buy the Touring at the older price, which they had a $12,500 price increase on that car. I could buy it at the older price, and the car is already built.
You haven't said what the old price is yet.
It was 99.
I think rather than the whole thing, just tell us what this car would have cost new at the new price and what you paid.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wants to know.
Okay. This car?
Yeah, your car right here, the one you got.
Yeah. This car new would have been, I think I mentioned this before,
$150,000 roughly.
$153,650. Less 7,500, so 146, 150.
And the 7,500 is just a Lucid thing. It's not a tax credit thing.
That's not a tax credit thing.
Yeah.
And then, I bought this car.
No. What would be your early reservation pricing for this?
My early reservation pricing was 139 with Dream Drive Pro and with the Dolby Atmos system.
Spec just like this.
Yep, spec just like this. And I basically said, I'm going to take a look at the used car market, because it seemed like there were a lot of Lucids on eBay where people maybe were speculating that, these things are going to go up in value. I mean, 6 months ago, think about it, this market, this crazy car market was going wild. And, Lucid they got a lot of cars sitting on the lot. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to look at the used car market. And I ended up finding this particular car. Is it all right if I say how much I paid for it?
Yeah, tell everyone right now.
All right. So the guy who was selling it originally wanted 130 grand. Then he lowered the price to 110. And I offered him 100. He took 105. So I just saved roughly, I mean, I wouldn't have spent 155,000 for the car.
You would have spent 130 something.
I probably would have gotten, I would have for a Grand Touring, I would have spent 139 less 7,500.
Yeah. So
in the low 130s. And I just bought this car with 890 miles on it for 105.
Amazing. Well, let's go for a drive in it. Let's see what it's like.
Okay, great.
Well, Dad, we're out now in your Lucid.
We are, yeah. And it's great. Love this. It's so smooth. It's big, though. It feels, this is going to take a little bit of time getting used to. It's actually, I know you don't believe me, but it's 2 inches shorter and 2 inches narrower than the Model S that I just got, that I just sold.
Yeah, you haven't told anyone what that spec was on the Model S. You just said you had one.
Yeah, so the Model S was a 2021, and it was what they call a Palladium, which is the new refresh. It had the yoke, it was the long range. At the time, they were selling new for around 108,000. Mine was white. It had the white interior, and someone needs to put their seatbelt on here.
That would be Anna.
Come on, Anna. So it was, look, it was a great car, but I had a lot of problems, issues with it.
It's all documented.
It's all documented. Check it out on my channel. But I felt good about getting out of that car, and now subsequent to that, they're now selling that same exact car, which was $108,000 about 4 months ago, for 89 grand, which I think is a great value.
You mean new?
New, brand new.
Yeah. So I think we'll see upcoming videos on your channel comparing this to your Model S previously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're going to do, you know, like I mentioned, we're going to chip in a little bit and borrow your car when we need to. So it's really an out of spec contributed Lucid, if you will.
Absolutely.
And so you'll see range tests, charging tests, hogback challenge, some other stuff there. Because it's, you know, we also asked you, my request, I asked you not to sell your Model 3.
Yes.
Because I want to do testing on the base LFP3. And so basically what we offered to you was, if you keep both cars, you know, we're going to get some content. We'll chip in and help ease the burden of you having to run 3 cars at once.
Right. Absolutely. And I encourage you to take either of them for as long as you want.
Great. Well, you'll see this car never then.
No, yeah. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Wouldn't cost you
mean, you know, like I do want it back at some point, Kyle.
Sure.
I mean, you know,
sure.
So. But what's amazing about this car, now what mode am I in?
Well, I'm putting you in the spicy mode.
Put me in the spicy mode? Okay.
Yeah.
This car weighs 5,250 pounds in the way that it's configured. And while it feels big, when you touch the gas pedal, it just jumps. It feels like not just properly powered, this feels incredibly powered.
Well, let's do a little situation here where I should be able to go partial stability control. Let's not go, it actually doesn't go full off in this car, and you can handle it. If it starts to slide around a little bit, you know.
Just put the stability control on. Let me get
it won't let me turn it off for some reason. I think you might need to be in park, but just nail it when the light goes green. And
nail it?
Yeah, full
right, who's gonna hold my coffee cup cover?
Right, yeah. I'll hold the drinks here. We got the drinks down. I got the pressure.
Put your thumb on the little
the lid
part, you know?
Yeah, got it.
All right, and I'm just gonna floor it.
It's just pretend you're trying to kill a bug.
Is supposed to be 3 seconds, 0 to 60.
86% state of charge.
And it has 820 horsepower.
So this car has only been full charged once in its life, according to the owner, and it was right before we came to pick it up.
Kept it at what, 50%?
Yeah, roughly in the middle the whole time, because he never drove it. Sat in his garage for months on end.
Yeah.
He also had a lot of repairs done under warranty.
I have all the repair records, and I'm going to make a separate video on those. A lot of little things.
I mean, 4 service visits in less than 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see why he was frustrated with it.
When I drove away, he was happy.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I own the car now. Are you happy to see this car go? He said, yes. So, you know what he's got coming?
A Plaid.
A Plaid.
His second Plaid.
His second Plaid. He didn't like the first Plaid he had with a yoke.
He sold it after 2 days.
So he just didn't, I don't know. I mean, look, whatever, you know.
He's worse than you with cars, actually.
You know, Kyle, this light's not turning.
There we go.
I'm gonna peg this.
Yeah, you're just gonna go full send.
Full send.
You're never really a quick driver, so this will be.
What are you talking about? Who do you think taught you how to drive? Hold on. Okay. Now, what I will tell you is that does not have the aggressive punch off the line that even my Model S had.
Right, I agree.
It feels like it's easing into it, like, okay, sir, we're about to go fast, but it didn't give me that nauseous feeling like your Plaid does.
Sure.
Okay, which, by the way, I like, because I do not like that nauseous feeling.
Right.
And it also was sophisticated as far as the acceleration. So if it's doing 0 to 60 in 3 seconds with that kind of acceleration, I'm happy.
Well, and the thing with Lucid, and I noticed this as well, it pulls really hard at high speed. The faster you go, it seems the more they pull. And it seems they nerfed it a little bit to leave room for the GT performance, which this is really the range spec, the gear ratios, everything is set up for ultimate range on this car. And yeah, so I can't congratulate you enough. This is going to be great.
Thank you.
You'll be seeing it across all the channels. We're going to get a lot of content with this car. And it's basically a brand new Lucid Air that you just saved thousands of dollars buying it with only 800 miles on it.
And I'll go over that in detail. Why did I buy a used Grand Touring versus a brand new Touring? And the numbers are staggering. Big difference in terms of the numbers. What's also interesting, and I'll leave you with this last piece. In 2022, not that this is a huge determination buying factor, but you did get 3 years of Electrify America charging for free in 2022. 2023, they've cut that back by 1 year, but I was curious if the the program would transfer over to the purchaser of a used car. And I called Lucid, and the answer was yes, it does. So I've got free EA charging for basically 2.5 years.
Well, we'll be seeing this thing at 100%, clogging up every station in your area.
Well, listen, Kyle, thank you very much. And I'm so happy that you and Anna both flew out here.
Yeah, Anna, what do you think about his new Lucid?
Oh, I really like the interior. It's so gorgeous. It's Santa Cruz, right?
Yep, Santa Cruz interior.
I really like the fabrics. I mean, it even smells like a new car. So I think you got a great deal on this.
Yeah, totally.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
And the roof, too.
And as I always say, whenever I buy a car, this one's a keeper. Thanks again for watching another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where I'm glad I didn't have that second breakfast.
Right.
That felt a little more...
That felt faster.
That felt faster.
Now that the battery's warming up
a bit. I don't know what's going on. All right, guys, everyone, take care.